Trey here from Luxor. I'm a forward deployed engineer for the firmware team. And today, we're going to break down S19j Pro. Let's break it down. This is the J Pro 104. This is the primary workhorse for the Bitcoin mining network for the past couple of years. We're going to work from the control board through the power supply and into fans and hashboards. So let's break it down. So we're going to start here at the top. Up here is the control board. This is where the actual computer portion of the miner overall is located. Basic screwdriver. You got a couple screws here in the front. Just take those off. This front panel. This is where your Ethernet port is. Remove those screws, and that should pop out. It is attached to your fan cables. You just pull that off. And then on the back, there's another plate. We'll use our handy dandy little screwdriver again to take that off. Now normally there's two screws back here. Mine just happens to be missing one. Two of these corner screws. And then there's this screw here in the middle, which holds this plate onto kind of like a little tab, if you will. So remove those. Let's pull it out this way. Top of the control board cover comes off, and then get this little back plate. Now, right here is your control board. You can see all of your various cables, power bus bars. These are hashboard cables. This is the cable going back to the power supply for power supply control, and this is your actual power for fans. This control board just happens to be beagle bone. So the first thing we're going to do is just remove our cables from the control board itself. Not too hard. Just be gentle with it. Fan cables. Pull those off. Controls and power. Once we have all that undone, control card, control board. Now, just to keep things clean, I'm going to go ahead and pop these cables here off of the 3 hashboards, just so they're out of the way. And now we're left with our fan cables, which we can move to the side over there. And these fan cables run underneath the bus bars and a few cables to the power supplies. So now I'm going to take off the top here. This is the cover for the power supply. Power supply is over on this side. I'll show that to you here in just a second. Take those off. And then that just slides off. And now you can see where your bus bars connect to your power supply, as well as your power supply cable and a control for the power supply. So to remove these bus bars, first I'll take the cables off just to get them out of the way. Just little tabs there to pull those off. Bus bars, these can also take just a screwdriver, or you can use a socket. And this will get our bus bars off and out of the way. Bus bars, stick those to the side. Now we can get our fan cable out, and now we're ready to take off our fans. I'm going to tilt this up. 4 screws, 1 in each corner of the fan. Pop those off. Each fan will be covered with a fan shroud or a fan cover. And we have another fan shroud, fan cover, and 2 fans. Just fold those up, put those to the side. Now, while we're here, we already have this miner sitting on its end, so we can go ahead and take this cover off. This is the cover that kind of encloses the hashboards themselves inside of the frame. Just a couple screws, take those off. And now you have this cover. You can set to the side. All right, the hashboards are still pretty much locked in there because they can't come out this end. They can only come out this end. So we can turn this back up on its side and get ready to remove the power supply and the other fans, and then eventually the hashboards. So again, 4 screws per fan, take those off. 4, get that cover off. 4, another cover, and 2 fans. Set this to the side. All right, now we have another one of those covers that we talked about before. Just like this. We have to pull that off. One screw in each corner. Four screws, and that comes out. All right, now the hashboards can slide out from here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But I'll show you what it looks like. You look down in there, you can see 1, 2, 3 hashboards. These are the muscle of the miner, whereas this is where your actual computer and any logic resides. This is where most of the hashing occurs. So you're gonna pull those out, they just slide out, and voila, hashboard. We'll talk about these here in just a second. Set those down. Next one out. I pulled 2 of the hashboards out. We're gonna pull this 3rd one out. But first I'm gonna set it back on its end and remove a power supply. Just a screw or 2. Should just slide off. Power supply. And now the last hashboard. Hashboard. And as you see, you have heat sinks that graduate in size from the smaller ones all the way over to the bigger ones. That's because the way airflow goes, some of these need more cooling than others because heat's being dragged over from previous chips. So heat sinks on this side, this is the chip side. Heat sinks on this side, this is the back. And notice again, you have a gradual heat sink. You have a smaller heat sink over here or a thinner heat sink, and then a bigger one over here. So that's your heat sinks and hashboards. And you're left with just a frame. See? A miner is effectively just a small computer with a lot of power connected to it, driven by a power supply and cooled by a couple of fans. You have a few covers, a few shrouds, a few cables, but overall the entire machine can be taken down with a drill or even a basic screwdriver and cleaned, repaired, reassembled, whatever you need to do. So thanks. S19j Pro, torn down.